Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing this evening? Tonight? Hey, we're gonna get right to it. We have a special show. Shout out to the Braves for winning. The Dream lost at home at the home opener, but we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about sports. We're talking about something that's extremely special. We're talking to an extremely special person. We're talking to a creator. We're talking to someone. I think she's from Columbus. I want to say she is, but we're gonna find all of that out. She has a new series out, and that series is called HR Things, or if you're Jamaican, HR Things. So, without further ado, we're going to bring our good friend Gwen or Gigi Rodgers in. Wait a minute, there we go. Hey,
Hello, hello. Hey, Daryl. Good to
how you,
see you.
how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Can you see me all right and hear me okay?
Yes,
Cool, cool.
all,
But
all is
yes,
well. How are you?
I'm good. I was jamming to the music, the like waiting music. It was really good. It's a good pick.
Well, we appreciate that. How are you?
Yeah,
How's your Sunday going thus far?
I'm doing well. Today's been good. It was a really busy weekend,
Uh huh.
but in a good way. Spent time with family. Went to church service today. Went to a play. So it's been a great day. And then I get to meet you and have this interview. So I'm so excited.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Well,
Thanks. Yeah,
anybody that's watching, you guys, I set the show up and I put the description in and things like that. And so we're going to talk about your new show, and your new show is called HR Things.
yeah.
But before we get to that though, let's let the people have a little bit of background about who it is that you are and where you're from and how we got to where we are today.
For sure, for sure. So my name, as you can see, is Gigi Rodgers.
Uh-huh.
I'm a lot of things. I like to say I'm a Georgia girl. I'm a PK. I'm
Okay.
a twin mom, Spelman woman, but of course a writer as well. HR professional, which we'll get into. But my passion is just creative writing, and not only is it just fun for me, it's almost a necessity. But I like for my work to be like a vehicle to just pull people away.
Mm-hmm.
But I am from Columbus. I heard you mention that. Spent the majority of my life here. Went to school in Atlanta, then came back. So Columbus all day. Yeah, and then HR professional, which led me to write the show.
Huh. Okay. So, the show. Let's talk about the show.
Yeah.
Um, Hold on one second. I'm changing your colors. Don't just pay me no mind. So the show. What gave you the idea for the show?
Well, I'm always writing, creating, just brainstorming. But it was a combination of two things. It was 2020. I was recovering from COVID and watching, TV, watching some new stuff and some old. And I realized that, in my opinion, some of the newer work was missing, like the pauses and the dramatics that I, loved in the 90s, some of our favorite shows.
Hmm.
I also work in HR, and just hilarious stuff happens all day, working with people,
Right.
just things that are wild. But because you're in HR, you have to have a certain role and mold and not react.
Hmm.
And I realized there was a gap of that kind of authenticity, that daily workflow that's not over dramatic, or too stereotypical. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a show about something that I know, something
Hmm.
that, I can make comical and enjoyable and relatable. And then also, hopefully, because was my first big project, shoot it in a way where people enjoy it. It tells a story, but it's almost nostalgic. I want there to be, just all of the emotions and all the feels with this show.
Okay.
So.
In the description you sent me, you said is a cross between a different world and who else?
Yeah, well, The Office, A Different World, and I think Fresh Prince. That's what people have told me.
Okay.
So sharing that, and I think that's high praise. Definitely The Office. Dry humor is my thing.
Uh
It
huh.
just has that kind of, you got to catch it. It's
Right.
not in your face drama. Um, Majority of the cast is of color, and black, and there's a lot of black representation, which I'm really proud of. And then there's the range. There's a lot of intersectionality, as it comes to people. So people of different classes, races, educational backgrounds, and all of that is intentional because people aren't one dimensional. So I'm
Right.
hoping that the audience gets that as well.
Hmm. So the the bulk of your motivation comes from your time in HR. Now, people really think the thing about content creation is this: people really don't understand. I'm figuring this out more and more. The more that you're yourself, and the more that you talk about things that relate to you, the more people are interested. Like I came up in the '80s and the '90s. I'm older than you are, I'm sure, and so we didn't have social media, we didn't have things like that. But I remember
Right.
coming up and I remember like when the Living Color first came out. Of course, I remember SNL. I remember Mad TV and all of those
Mhm.
things, right? So,
Right.
but we live in a time now where content creation is like peak.
Yeah.
We used to have cable TV where you could watch a series such as The Fresh Prince or Living Single and things like that, but you had to wait, for a week. And
A
then
week.
in
Yeah.
the summertime, you had they go off for the summertime, and then that's the time you go outside and play and things like that. But
Yeah.
since we are now in a season where things have shifted, things have shifted, and content creation is like number one. We have people making, $200 million off of a podcast. Now, I pray to God that
Mhm.
Daryl Show reaches that level one day, but until we
Yeah.
get there, we're gonna live like we are in spirit. But so the motivation, is this your first project that you decided to work on and put out, make public for everyone to consume?
No, so I also like sci-fi. I love fantasy sci-fi, anything kind of quirky and weird. I'm still going to push forward with that, but I also shot a short. It's an 8-minute fantasy short, and I
Hmm.
wanted to do some kind of Twilight series ones out. So I released that recently. It was a very small project, but by no means like HR Things. HR Things is a full season, 12 episodes, with the episodes being like 5 to 7 minutes.
Hmm.
But you're talking about a 30-person crew, 20-person cat, no, 20-person crew, 30-person cast.
Wow.
A lot of work and management went into this project.
Hmm.
And can I share what it's about? I think I
Yes.
skipped over
Yes.
that.
We're
I
no,
want
we're gonna get
people
to
to
all of
know.
that, but come on. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll let you lead. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Look, we roll. We're free around here. So whatever it is that you want to say, you go have at it. It's good.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, so I want to specify that HR Things is a scripted office show, and I'm really proud of that because, like you said, things have changed with digital and social media and all of that, and there's nothing wrong with improv and the skits and things because I love that and I want to get into that too. But people worked hard to learn their lines,
Right.
and people will see the difference. It's ordered and natural, and I'm just really really proud of that and excited to see how the audience responds. And to your point about modern TV, I'm hoping the audience will see the work behind it. I edited it in a way that mirrors the almost like the micro dramas or the short skits,
Hmm.
even though initially it was like slow. It's a combination to keep people's attention too, so I'm interested to see how people receive it.
And so, when you release it, has it already been released yet?
No, so it's going to be released to the public on YouTube July 12th. And
Okay.
then the launch party is July 11th, where people can, get that sneak peek. So,
So when you release it, are you gonna release the whole thing at once? Or are you gonna go one episode per day, or week, or what?
nope, all at once.
All at one time.
All at
I
once, yeah.
don't
I won't
know,
give it a
Gwen.
binge.
You got to
It'll be
keep them in
about an hour.
suspense.
No, it'll be about an hour.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
you
I
just
want
gonna
people
roll
to,
into it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I actually considered putting half and then half, but then I'm, I don't know. I'm eager to see what people say.
Right.
So I
Right.
think I just want to just, give it all, however they can take it.
It's amazing that you're coming out with this because I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I know it's on TikTok. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I know TikTok for sure. Um, what's her name? Oh man, Issa Rae. She just put out a series like that, and hers was like 26 episodes or something like that, right? And
Someone told
so,
me,
but it's vertical though. It's
yes, it's a vertical.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
vertical series, and so like I think this is one of the first ones. Hers and someone else is another guy who came out with one. I can't remember
Tay
his name
Diggs.
right now,
Tay
but
Diggs has one.
oh, he does
Yeah. A
really
microdrama. A vertical
microdrama.
microdrama.
I can't think of his name though, but I think that's where a lot of people are headed right now.
Yep.
Where because attention spans don't last but that long nowadays. So with attention spans that had lasted that long, um, Like, was this your goal to say, you know what, let me give it to the people in bits and pieces? So, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm going to step further. So mimicking and mirroring the 5 minute, 5 minute web series episodes,
right,
we shot it that way. But then even though this isn't a vertical, I still kind of did it like a micro drama. And micro drama shots and edits are quicker.
right,
It's a lot quicker. So I did that in a way where people won't be dizzy, but it's still new age, but then the 5 minute one, but in the style of the 90s, if that
gotcha.
makes sense.
Okay,
The
uh
way
huh,
we
uh huh.
captured it is the style of the 90s. The way we edited it was the new age. And so it's very different. I can't say there's anything like this out there. Um, and then speaking of the vertical, it's funny you mentioned that. I do want to jump into that space, but I can't turn this one into a vertical because with verticals you have to shoot really really tight,
Tight, yep.
since it is vertical, and
Hmm.
we use obviously wide shots, medium shots, all types. Um, but I'm interested to see what happens next. With season two and so forth. In the vertical spaces.
So when you decided to, because this, I look at anybody who's creating something as their baby, right? So when you
Yeah.
decided to bring your baby to public, right? Like when you first started this adventure, like what was your initial goal? Like to just put something out, or was it to say, you know what, I'm looking for a way to capture audience? Because we're going to get to the fact that you're in Columbus, you shot
Oh
in
yeah.
Columbus, right? You
Yes.
you edited in Columbus, you did all of the things in Columbus.
In
So
Columbus.
yeah, so people don't understand. Columbus, Georgia has, we know about the big names, the Dallas Austins, the Chili's, and all of those people, but we have a culture in Columbus where there are a lot of great creators. Like we got Terrence Flowers,
We do.
we have, man, what's that young man's name? Little white dude that be swimming and going underwater finding stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure. I know, but as far as other filmmakers, or there's Trey Walker, Paul Rowe, Zach
Right,
Collins, even
right.
from Terrence, who's actually the DP on this project, Bobby
Okay,
Sampson. I mean, we have some talented folks.
right. Um, is this going to be the bulk of your projects that you do? Are you going to shoot them like this going forward?
What do you mean?
Like, do you plan to do a bunch of different series like this, or are you like looking to possibly do a feature film one day?
Ooh. Um, I have a few things written,
Okay,
but I want to do them justice. Because
okay,
like it's my baby. And
right,
I,
right.
MJ said if you can't feed the baby, don't have the baby. So if I can't make it a beautiful piece of art that I'm proud of, then I don't want to rush and put some trash out. So with that being said, it's easier to do the shorter stints. One day in the future, as my budget increases and God blesses, definitely want to do a feature film. But in the near future, I see it being the micro dramas, skits, maybe some different things that have come to mind lately, just to see what people like. I'm all about refreshing people's palates. Like I want to serve as an escape and as entertainment, of course, give opportunities to talent, but I want to, I don't know, create and carve a new avenue in people's minds as they're watching it. I want them to be like, whoa, this is different. This is foreign. It's
Right.
just familiar enough to keep you, but it's different to where you're like, yo, I have to have more. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So now, are you from Columbus? Are you born and raised in Columbus?
So I'm not born here. I was born in Des Moines, Iowa. My
Okay.
parents were in medical school there, moved back down south,
Hmm.
and then we moved here. So I've been here since I was like five, you
Okay.
know?
So you're from
So
Columbus, basically.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're
So
from
yeah,
Columbus, basically.
here.
Yeah. No, the reason why I say this is because a lot of people, and you've seen this because you went to school in Columbus and things like that. A lot of people
Mhm.
will say, well, they finally get a break, and then they break away from Columbus and pretend as if though Columbus wasn't there from the beginning. So, is it your goal to remain in Columbus and create, or do you see yourself moving to the Atlanta or the New York or the LA or something like that to expand? First of all, what's the name of your business? But not
Well,
the yeah,
Peachway Pictures is the production company. Peachway Pictures.
Peachway. The Georgia
Mm-hmm.
Peachway. Okay, so
Peachway,
Peachway,
yeah. I love it.
I do too. I do too. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there right now. We ain't talking about that. But so as far as Peachway goes, do you expect to like take Peachway and run off like other people do, or Do you plan to like continue to operate in Columbus and like make this your home base or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. No, Columbus has so much talent, as you pointed out, and there's so much opportunity here. There's beautiful scenery. I love it. There's minimal traffic. It's not my time to promote Columbus, but
Right,
no, I believe there's enough here
right,
where that we can tap into. And then like I had a couple folks from Atlanta in the show. We had great talent that came from Savannah, as far as Savannah, to be in the project HR things. But no, moving forward, I think I can do so much in the, Valley area. And
right,
then, if I go to LA, cool, or Atlanta, cool, but I'm all about being cost effective too. And I
right.
think, that Columbus opens those possibilities.
I mean, I mean, in Columbus, there are a lot of places, and but Peachway, I think, from when I first reached out to you last year, I think that you are doing something great because like these are things that are needed in the area. We see the news, we know what's happening, but as far as like the people, and I'm sure you're getting local people involved because you name local people.
Hmm.
Local people are being involved in different things like that. So, but I have a question to you about the script. Now, I haven't read the script or anything like that. So,
Yeah.
how long did it take for you to like actually sit down and like flesh out what it is that you want this person to say, that person to say? Because you not only wrote it, directed it, and things like that, but you're also starring in it, correct?
Yes, I believe it's true.
Right. So you wearing many hats in this situation in this series. So like how long did it take for you to say, all right, this is what I want it to look like and this is the message I'm trying to convey?
Yeah. It may have taken me a month or so, like, because I'm a writer.
Right.
I just,
You're always writing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, always. And when it's there, it flows.
Right.
Now I edited and revised over time. Like some characters went from like woman to man and vice versa.
Hmm.
Little things, but no, it was complete in 2020.
Oh wow. So been
Yeah.
sitting on this for 6 years.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for saying that. So let me tell you, in 2022, we tried to shoot this show. I had
Okay.
full cast, camera crew, location. A lot of it was different, and it failed miserably. It was terrible.
What
And
happened? What
yeah,
happened?
in a nutshell, I collaborated with some individuals where we just didn't align. I was ignorant to a lot of the stuff in the process, didn't know, about certain things, and maybe they were too. But on set, it's so important to have organization, the planning, just everything in place because time is money. You want people to be safe and comfortable,
Right.
all those pieces. And that understanding wasn't there.
Okay.
But because I was the leader of it, I
Uh-huh.
had the responsibility, of the failure. And with that, I guess it was creative blues. I don't know what you call it. I was under a rock for like a year or two. I was just so sad. I felt like, I was embarrassed. I let the folks down. I still paid them. Now I
Hmm.
realize, people will work, unpaid for credit and stuff. That's another thing I had to learn.
Okay.
But all that to say, things in line, when the timing's right, it was just right. And that part is interesting too, even, syncing up with my crew. I, got my cast. Many of the people from the first one did come back though. So shout out to them. Like there are people who literally believed in me for 5 or 6 years. And it touches my heart so much. So yeah. But I reached out to some cinematographers in the area, a lot of people, for whatever reason, I won't go there as to why people, we were on the same page. But when I reached out to Terrence, he
Hmm.
was serious with me. He's like, "What? I've never done this before. I don't know." And I was like, "Please," because I have these actors, I have the set, and I was desperate, and it was something I wanted to do for myself.
Right.
And this is another reason this is so near and dear to me. So often, like in HR, we're always there for others, and supporting and focusing on other things. But I was like, this is for me. It's not for fame. It's not for fortune or whatever. I wanted to complete it, produce it, and just put it out there. And
Right.
then, go from there. So,
So from 2022 to today, what is the
mhm.
one biggest lesson you think that you've learned during this process and that you would implement, keep going forward?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Resiliency, honestly, is the top one.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
feel as if though you when by resilience you're saying no matter who says no, no matter if you get into a writer's slump, no matter whatever the case may be, It's like
Yeah.
I know for a fact that I have to come back and do this.
Yeah. It's bouncing back up because the no's are going to happen, the unexpected is going to happen, something will always go wrong, but it's me having obviously the faith and understanding that can also go right. So I
Right.
just keep going. You know what I mean? And yeah, and accepting the no's, the disappointments. There are many roles I had to recast because actors fell out or they had something else, or maybe they got to it and for whatever reason it wasn't for them. there
Right.
were there were so much pivoting
Hmm.
involved.
Hmm.
But I'm grateful that through education, learning, having the right supportive team around me too. I had
Hmm.
some great set managers I consider my sisters that were in place. I knew if something goes wrong, I have a plan B, a plan C. It's going to get done.
Right. Right. So once you finally, you got everything settled, right? How long did it take for you to actually start and finish shooting? Or are you still shooting?
No, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
It's wrapped. No. Okay, yeah, no. We shot for 4 days. It
Oh.
was 3 days that were about 12 hours.
Oh wow.
And then the fourth day was kind of like a run over.
Okay.
That was about 5 or 6 hours. Not too bad.
Are you
And
gonna
so
have
we
to do
didn't,
it? So
and
so
that was
right
a whole,
now, HR things is in its final form, what it's gonna look like in
yeah.
July.
Yeah, I think they say in the can. Yeah, so I edited the first portion, which I'm so proud about too. That wasn't exactly supposed to happen, but things happen as they should. And then I have, a professional doing the coloring. So
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
so
you seem excited about it. Because
I I am thrilled. I'm like, because I don't mean to like toot my own horn. I don't want to but then sometimes you got to toot it because like I objectively believe in this project. It's
okay.
good. It's good. So I just can't wait to show people. So
Okay.
like, and it's a dream I've had, like I said, for so long. I'm so excited. I look, if I could play it now, I would. I just know not to. I'm waiting, but I'm itching to just because I want people to see good TV. It's good TV.
Are you going to start releasing like little clips and things like that in the future?
I am. I
Oh,
am
okay. Where would they be able to watch it?
on YouTube.
It's all on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. The clips and like teasers I'll do on like Facebook, on other social media as well. But the
Okay.
full episodes will be on the Peachway Pictures page.
Okay. So
Listen
there's a
to the
Peachway Pictures page on YouTube.
hmm
Okay.
So
So
please
everybody,
follow.
it's called what now?
I said so. Please follow. That's how people will watch the show.
Yeah. So everybody, Peachway Pictures on YouTube. Just I'm sure you put it in the search bar, and it should pop up. And she can use all the followers, all the subscribers, and hit that notification bell. Not only will you do that for Peachway, but do it for the Daryl Show. We put out good content, and we talk with sense around here. So let it be what it is. I know that you. I want to pivot to this real quick. I know that you are a believer, right? And I know that you're a PK and
Absolutely.
things like that. How
Absolutely.
much how much of the church is part of this project? And by that I mean, like, is this like something Christian based, or is it
hmm
just everyday life based?
Yeah, it's not Christian based, but it's funny you should say that. So there's no church really woven in it, other than the main character. She's like the grandchild of a big church leader, but you'll hear it. It's a little line I slip in there. But my parents were kind enough to let us use certain portions of the church for filming.
Okay.
So the church is there, what, even though it's not in the script. And then so it's not faith based, but of course I wanted this to be a respectful show, something that I could be proud of, and 20
Right.
years down the line, be like, okay, yeah, and I'm not hiding from it. But no, and so there's nothing too serious, but no, it's also at the end, there's no,
It's it's
come
not
to
super
Jesus.
salacious
Even
either.
though,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So,
I think as believers, sometimes we get caught up thinking that we have to do everything based on what the Bible says and things like that. We don't. God gave us autonomy. He gave us choice. He gave us reason. We just know we use the Bible to lead and guide our lives, but we don't have to name our business Faithway
yeah,
or
yeah,
Jesus on the main line pictures or
right, right,
anything like
right,
that. It's
right.
okay if we just have a regular Chuck's,
Exactly.
toilet service or whatever the case may be, and still represent Christ in those ways. But
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that because you want to reach and see. This is where the church loses it. We name things based on the church, but we want everybody's money, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, everybody don't align with the church. So, you know, Sony doesn't care if you go to a church or not. The name of their, company is Sony. They want to reach saved people just like unsaved people. They don't care what you believe. Your dollar is green. Let's
Green.
do it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all they care about. They care about the dollar. That's the only
True.
color they're afraid they're
True.
concerned with.
But out of respect for my parents, my children, my family, and myself,
Right.
there's nothing crazy in it.
Right. Right.
Because there were some moments, even though I'm my age and everything, I was like, I can't put that in there. So I was revising some because I think I had a little more dip on my chip. Obviously, 6 years ago when I was reading the script, but it's good.
Okay. So, is there a soundtrack?
Good question. So there's a theme song
Okay.
that is really good that I wrote, and my brother produced. The song came to me when I was on the highway, but
Okay.
no official soundtrack. Initially, I wanted to collab with local artists, and I
Hmm.
had this whole idea, and I'll tell you because I don't think it's groundbreaking, of them singing the theme song in their own way. So really, it
Right.
was just the same song, but in jazz, rap, maybe something else.
Yeah. I mean, but you get other projects, I'm sure, that are coming down the
Yeah,
pipeline. So
right.
there are, like you said, we got a vast music scene as well. We got a vast music scene. Creatives are all over Columbus, Georgia, so you can find somebody. But Atlanta's an hour and a half up the road as well.
Yeah.
You got, Troop County, you got places all around that you can find people to help with this.
Hmm.
What's the besides HR? What's the central theme of, or do you not want to release it right now? What's the central theme of what it is that HR things is about?
Friendship is a
Oh,
big part,
okay,
because the reputation of the HR lady. She's stoic, she's a jerk. I'm sure a
right,
few adjectives, would come to mind.
right,
So so we get to see both sides. You see that face, but then you learn why is she this way,
right,
and does she feel misunderstood and unappreciated and those types of things. And there are people who want to be her friend, and that's the fun of it too, is the juxtaposition between her personality and others, and you know it's good. There's comedy, there's love, there's a little mystery, suspense, drama.
right.
I mean, it's good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
loving it so far, and I haven't seen one episode of it yet. But you said you are going to have a watch party.
I am. So Saturday, July 11th, 7-Eleven from
Okay.
7 to 11. You can't forget that.
Okay. Okay.
Uptown Columbus. We're going to party. I would
Okay.
love if you could make it. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really, really good.
Well, my assistant is right here in the comments, so I'm sure she'll put it on the calendar for me if we get a chance. That's my wife, Ebony. Ebony K
Yay.
six zero four five.
Y'all have to come. Y'all have to come.
So we'll see. We go. She'll put she'll put it on the calendar. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you don't
but
got to worry about that. So are you gonna show the whole thing downtown or just parts of it or what?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, you
because it's
are.
an hour. So it's just like going to the movies,
Right.
It's an
Right.
hour long. Yeah, I want people to leave and be like, y'all gotta see this. And I think that's what's gonna happen. And they're gonna
Okay.
watch it again and see things they missed and all that.
And people, please understand, this is a free service to you. This is a free gift that she's giving to you guys. YouTube is free. So it's not like you have to pay or anything like that. All she's asking for is a like, a
Yeah.
share, a
Yeah,
follow, a
absolutely.
subscribe. That's it. That
Hmm.
doesn't cost anything. You know how many pages I've subscribed to and never went back to see them because they either A, didn't post anything else, or B, I just may have forgotten it, or I've subscribed to so many. So please, people, we just asking. It's as a creator, as someone who's hosting a podcast, who's creating content, writing books, music, things like that. It's all predicated upon other people. Like I myself don't operate from a place of self-made. It's impossible. You cannot create this thing, shoot it, play all the parts, buy it, and all of those things by yourself. So we need other people to, help take us to the next level. And the more
Of course.
eyes that are put on it, the better quality things become in the future, because other people are going to say, you know what, these people like it, so maybe those people will like it, so we'll market it more and things like that. So I'd like for people to understand and know when someone's asking for you to follow, like, share, and all of that, it's not just for them; it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Everything we do is social. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, I was agreeing with you.
Oh yeah, everything we do is social. Do you have like social media set up and things like that for people to follow?
I do. I do. It's Peachway Pictures on IG.
Okay.
And then I'm Gigi Rodgers on IG. But if people could just support the business page, I'd be grateful. And
Oh,
I'm going to be generating more publicity and fun stuff soon. So
yeah,
it won't be.
I got my assistant upstairs. She's on the YouTube feed right now because right now we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and so she's doing timestamps for me. So we're gonna break up some of these also, and I'll send some to you, and so you could you know, is this your first interview about HR things?
It's not. This is going to be, well, depending on when you release it, it'll be the first one released. Oh, no, I met with EJ last year. So, no, I went to his show last year and then
This
recently did like an article one. But since completing it, this is, I think, the first one live. Yeah.
this
Yes.
is I would say this is live right here. They're getting it. This
Oh,
is
yes.
everything.
This is my first one since being done.
Okay,
Yes.
we're live in 4K right now, so this is
Yeah.
exclusive. No, we're live right now. We're live right now. Everybody's, I can see who's looking at you. You can't see who's looking at you, but
Uh,
I can see who's looking at you, and that's why you see those comments pop up because they are live. Are there any
gotcha.
more projects you want to talk about?
Hmm. Well, I did a short called Imitation, which is already on my Facebook page,
Okay.
starring Kinley Kiara, who's local. She's just wonderful. She's a force. And then Marquise Jenkins. Sci-fi, it's different. I encourage people to watch it just to get a taste of my flow.
Hmm.
Um, but no, I'm gonna have some other projects, coming down the pike very soon, and I'm really excited.
So sci-fi is your main thing. This is the thing that you really, really like to do more than anything else.
I like sci-fi and fantasy. I
Really?
do. I do. Because like I said, it's more fun, in my opinion, to twist an imagination. I like to watch a person's face when they literally contort because, I did something different and I shifted the direction of their mental vehicle. I think so. I did this with HR things with a little suspense and drama and comedy.
Uh huh.
Like where there's literal knee slappers, where people I know would tell me the truth. They're like, yeah, gee, this is it.
Right.
But with sci-fi, it's even easier because I can really bend reality.
Uh huh.
So yeah, and then I want to be just different, and so yeah, the next projects will go back to sci-fi or fantasy.
Ebony wants to know, would the theme song be available to stream when the show airs?
Oh, that's a good question. If the quality's right, yes.
Okay.
I didn't even think of that. So thank you.
Hey, look, we all producers around here. We're all producers, and we all here to lift everybody up. There's no such thing as a bad idea. Somebody, believe it or not, somebody around here is going to say, you know what? Yeah, why did I not think of that? So
Yeah,
that's how we like to operate. It's not easy. It's not. I don't care what nobody say. We look at TV shows, we look at these different series and things like that. And the one thing I can say is this is somebody's personal expression, and it's scary. And you'll know this, and you haven't released it yet. It's scary,
it
like
is.
wanting other people you want other people to accept what it is that you're putting out. There's a famous quote by a famous singer named Erica Badu said, "I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish," and
Look, it's
that's where
true.
we
No,
are right
that's
now.
the realest thing ever. It's so true.
Yeah,
I'm scared like every day about this. And then I have to do a pep talk or have someone, pray with me or have a friend give me a pep talk. I'm like, why did I do this? I could have just written it and I went this far. But I'm so excited and I'm preparing myself and knowing that even if the general response is not positive, it does not mean I'm not a good writer or that I
right,
don't have the potential for more.
right.
But it is scary. It's so vulnerable.
Yep.
But it's exciting. And as an artist, it is a vital part of my life,
Right.
creating and also sharing it. So even though it's almost like you mentioned it being a gift, which it's my gift. Like I don't know when people watch it's almost like someone eating your food. If you like cooking good food to someone, you prepare it with love and they enjoy it, and you just get satisfaction from that. So that's where I am. That outweighs any bad or fear.
You know, that's the thing. A lot of people realize. I was watching a video clip the other day, and it was a video clip of Anderson Paak. I don't know if you've ever heard this song by him called "Come Home" featuring Andre 3000. Right? I don't know if you've ever heard it, but everybody knows who Andre 3000 is, Outkast fame,
Mhm.
things like that, multi Grammy
Mhm.
winner, things like that. The unicorn of rap or hip hop, right? Everybody wants a verse from Andre, and so
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak was on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay show,
Mhm.
and they were talking about creating this song, and he was talking about how Andre came to the studio 1,000 times before he wrote down anything, right? And he was
Mhm.
like, he was saying that he said he came 3,000 times, and he said he kept saying he tried to get us to not put the song out, and he was like he don't think he did his best, and like most people was like, is he crazy? This is the best, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. But somebody who's a creative who really cares about what they do, they're going to overthink things over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So for you, because even with the podcast, I went back and forth with this podcast, who knows how long, but I finally stepped out there and did it, and it's getting better and better every show. But even your parents will tell you, being pastors and things like that, anybody that step on any type of platform before people, even yourself walking out the house every day, you're nervous. And if anybody tells you that they're not, they're lying to you. They're lying to you, or they're narcissistic. And
Mhm.
those are people that you cannot trust. So, um, for like, even with my own wife, I hold her accountable. Last week we did the Mother's Day show, and at the end of the show, I posted her her background, and I'm like, this is your accountability. People know that it's out there now that you're doing these things. So for you, when you got finished with HR things, right? How long did you hold on to it before you handed it to someone else? Because I understand that sometimes we hold on to stuff as long as we could, but we may have to give it to someone else to say, okay, this is going to be the release date. This is just what we're going to do. Did you do that? Did you have that moment in your life? Or
I have to remember that moment. No, because that's an excellent question, and I did because I said on it after we even finished filming it before editing it. I don't know. I don't know what that next is, but there are different. I have different phases of momentum. Of
right,
putting one foot in the other. And this one was a big one, and I'm glad. I'm glad to rest after the event and releasing it. Um, no, I may have. I know what it is. I watched the Misadventures of an Insecure Black Girl by Issa Rae
right,
again, heading out
right,
to Atlanta. Like I just had it on and listened, and I was just re-inspired, because
yep,
honestly, that was an inspiration to write it. Just the mini episodes.
right,
So I think, yeah, and so that was a few months ago. I was reminded when you worked too hard, and it is possible to reach a certain level if you work hard enough. So
right.
that's what I
Because
did.
I know sometimes we'll get something, like people have things in them that they know should be out, yet they
Mhm.
won't even pick up a pen. I'm talking to myself. They won't even pick up a pen to write it down, simply because whether it be fear, whether it be lack of time, whatever the case may be, or oh, it sounds right in my head, but it may not look right on paper, or whether it's a book, whether it's a series, whatever. I think that sometimes we need to, have enough accountability and enough people in our lives to say, okay, we're glad you were able to do this. Now pass this off. But you say that you have enough willpower. Because I know me, some things I'm like, because I know I've spoken about things in the past with people. I was like, yeah, this is what I plan on doing. And then they're like, man, you got all of that in your head and you haven't written it down yet. I'm like, nah. And, now I'm getting to a place more and more every day. It's like, okay, if it's gonna come out, it has to come out now, And I know we try to wait on seasons. We look at, well, the family's doing this, or the job's doing that, and things like that. And we try to make excuses to hold on to things, but I'm glad that you're able to say, all right, July 12th, no matter what happens, it's go time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest things that anybody could do for themselves. Is oh gosh, I can understand how vulnerable the amount of vulnerability that you have with releasing this, and I just want to commend you for that, because it's not easy. Being a creative is not easy at all. Even doing the podcast is not easy, because you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know if I was gonna come out the bag or be crazy or whatever the case may be.
No, I watched some of your episodes.
Okay, okay,
I did.
okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I try to, when I do interviews, I try to make them as laid back as possible, because I understand people are already nervous enough. I don't want to add to it. I don't want to try to outshine them or anything like that. So there's something else I want to ask you about. I want to ask you about HR things. Is there a love interest? That's what I meant to ask. Is there a love interest in HR things?
There is someone that she cares about very deeply.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. Because look, the cool thing about her, you'll see in the promo because I'm gonna be posting it. The lead's name is Gwen Roberts. She's just very serious, no games type of lady.
Straight laced,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, but there's a guy that's kind of on her mind that has her head all twisted. So that's a fun side of her to see. So,
Really?
mhm.
Okay. I think everybody's gone through that before. Everybody gone been in their bag and their focus and things like that. But then there's that one person.
Distraction.
If they
Yeah,
say the right thing at the right time, okay, I
yeah,
won't be into work tomorrow.
exactly. And that's
I
what they
won't,
want.
okay, that's what's up. All right. So Quinn, is this strictly based on Gwen or
No, no. I added some elements of myself, and the
right?
only reason I'm leading it, honestly, I had someone else, but she had to be released, or we separated at a time where I didn't trust somebody else to not drop the ball. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was
Right.
like, look, I know it, I know how it works, and I just, jumped in.
So this is your Tyler
Um,
Perry moment.
yeah, exactly,
This is your Tyler
exactly.
Perry moment. That's what's up.
Right, right. Seriously, all day. Like it was a lot. No, so shout out to him because once you do something, you look
Yeah.
at life so much differently. Even now, I second and triple check before I insult something. It's simple
Right.
like skyscraper. I could build that. No, I can't. And
Right.
I say that it's okay. You know what I mean?
Right. It took a lot. It took a lot to go through that. It took you from digging out foundation, laying foundation, and things like that.
Right.
My wife and I were having a conversation, and we were talking about the next phase of our lives. If children are grown and things like that. But we're just talking about like when we come up on something, like I try to live my life from a place of no matter who I come in contact with, I'm either planting the seed or watering the seed, right?
Mm,
And so whatever role that person, like this is your house, right? This is Gwen's house, Peachway. Um, Peachway Pictures is your house, this is your baby, and this is HR Things is your one of your another part of your children. Like this is your grandbaby, so to speak. But
mhm.
right now I'm just happy that I can be part of the frame or part of the roofing or whatever the case may be to get you to where it is that you need to go.
For
I know
sure.
that it's a lot. I know that there's a lot, and I know this load is heavy. And again, I commend you for it because just starting something and completing something, whether people see it or not, is big.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now you got outsiders involved. Plus,
Yeah.
plus you're taking it to the next level with showing everybody in public on July 11th, and you're going to be in Uptown Columbus, correct?
Yes, yeah, it's the Heritage Gallery, or is it the Gallery at Heritage? Yes, it's the Gallery at Heritage in Uptown Columbus. So
Is there tickets on Eventbrite? I think Ebony said she just found.
yeah,
There are tickets on Eventbrite,
yep,
and so
yep. The tickets are on sale now.
they don't say okay. So
Hmm.
they just go and put in Peachway pictures or HR things.
Yeah, HR Things,
Okay.
premiere
So
party, and they'll see the tickets there, and they're on sale until they last. Until July 11th.
oh okay. So let me see if there's another thing. It was something else that I was thinking about concerning HR things. What is it that you want to tell us about HR things that we might be surprised about?
Hmm. Um, the variety. Like I said, there is suspense, love, drama. There's a lot of so a yo-yo of emotions in a good way. It's not too heavy or
Okay.
extreme, but definitely that. They'll probably be surprised by how much local talent is featured.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of pieces to
Right.
it, so they may be like, hey, I know her, and I want it to be that way because it
Right.
makes it more when you recognize people, and if people are interested in being part of projects, please contact me as well. I always want to partner with talent people who just have that moxie, and want to do the next thing.
That's what's up. And again, this is big. I don't care what nobody say. I will
Thank
never
you.
despise humble beginnings because I understand all it needs is one spark. One spark creates a
That's
whole
true.
inferno.
That's
Um,
right.
and I just want again, I just want to commend you. I just want to say I appreciate your time and being here. I'm glad that you were able to carve out some time. I'm glad that I was the exclusive. I'm claiming exclusivity because I'm the person that
Oh,
you interview with first after it was done. So I'm claiming
yes.
exclusivity.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm claiming exclusivity, and I'm going to do everything I can to help promote. Again, I have, Ebony, she's upstairs taking timestamps, so we're gonna break this up and give you clips
Awesome.
and different things like that, so that you can use it however you want to. Again,
Good.
I'm looking at you on Facebook right now. We are so proud of you here at the Daryl Show. Anybody, again, it's not easy. And we
Thank
can't wait to hear the theme song. We can't wait to see the credits. We can't wait to see the lighting, the pictures, the color correction, everything that you plan on doing. And I just hope that this is a springboard for you. I hope that this is a springboard to get you to where it is you want to go. And everybody, please, I'm gonna post mine. Everybody, please, we would love for you to follow, like, share. But this is the least, the minimum that we're asking for people to do concerning not just my stuff, but Gwen stuff and things like that, or GG, excuse me, GG
you.
Rodgers, Rodgers.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we like to spell people's names right around here. But I am so proud of you. I am so
Thank
happy that you are open enough to allow somebody into your personal space, your heart and mind concerning HR things. And hopefully everyone else who's in HR can say, you know what, I identify with that. I understand that.
you.
That
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. I
because we
really
all
before
deal
I
with HR.
But before I thank you, this also was an ode to HR, not just there it needing. I believe there should be an HR show because it's just but an ode to them because we work hard and we get a bad rap sometimes. We're not always the favorite. But Daryl,
At
thank
all.
you. I know. Look, I'm being soft there, but Daryl, thank you. I thank you for letting God work through you and giving me your time and your platform. And Ebony, nice to meet you as well. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. And as far as your comments about HR, I need people to understand what HR is. HR represent the company, but they also represent you. Now, at the end of the day, you know, the HR is employed by the company, so so you can do what you want to with that. Okay,
I knew where it was going. Yep.
then you got to
Yep.
do what you want to with
Yep.
that. That's your liaison between yourself and others inside, the building that you're employed by. Again, we really appreciate you. We're 50 minutes in. If there is there anything anybody want to shout out, we're gonna talk about your social media in a second. But is there anyone or anything you want to shout out before we leave?
Hi to my family, my friends. Hello, Charlie and Alex. Those are my daughters. I love them always.
Those are some beautiful twins, by the way.
Thank you. They're my pride and joy. And thank you for my team, the team that made it happen, because obviously without them, this would be possible. It is truly a dream. I'm a crybaby, Daryl, so that's why I'm not going too deep, but I don't have the words to thank,
Right.
people for, just believing in me. So that's who I shout out, and always glory to God. So shout out to him, first. So I should have said that. But no, I'm excited, and to Columbus, like
Right.
let's go. Like, look. We're gonna have to do this again after
Hey, I'm right here. I'm
look
right
after I
here.
get some views up. If I get some views up on that, no, I'm claiming it. After some views,
Okay.
then you'll see, and maybe I'll have a little more dip on my chip. I'll be less nervous. Right now, I'm, you know,
Let me tell you something. When you come here, you just be yourself. You ain't got no reason to be nervous. However Gwen is at home, she can be herself right here because this is live, but
yeah,
we ain't out here trying to win. This is not a Steven Spielberg film. This is two people having a conversation about something that matters. I
right.
try to do that. I try to work from a place of comfortability with a person while also push at the same time. That's why, I don't really write notes and things like that. Whatever you tell me about you, I'm going to build my show around that. Whatever picture you send me, I'm going to build everything around it. I'm not going to try to alter anything or anything like that because I want people to see the authentic Gwen, because
Hmm.
you are who matters in all of this. And the reason why I say that is because I really and truly believe people buy personalities. So
Hmm.
if your personality shines forth, there's somebody that's going to connect with your personality. So if your
That's true.
personality is going to shine forth, that's what's going to do it for you. Your anointing, your personality, things like that. I don't ever want to try to sully or, cast any type of dark light on anybody's personality. You are who you are, and God created you the way you are for a specific reason. And again, we here at the Daryl Show, we are definitely 100% godly proud of you. Yes, one day we would love for you to come back to update. Maybe when you get closer to, maybe 2 weeks or so before release, however you want to do it. We want to make sure that we promote this as much as possible. We want everybody to just please everybody at Gigi Rodgers on
Yes, on
Instagram,
Instagram. Hmm.
at Peachway Pictures on Instagram,
Yes, yes,
um,
in Utah, and sorry, in YouTube, Peachway Pictures.
Peachway Pictures on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
So everybody has a question. Is there a way to send donations if we like to support Peachway
Oh,
Pictures? Crowdfunding is
Ebony,
always
I
good.
love you. Yes. I don't. Okay, I don't have my Peachway tag right now, but my Cash App is just Gwen Rodgers at
Okay,
Gwen Rodgers.
at Gwen
Um,
Rodgers.
yes,
Okay,
yeah,
look, we're going, hey,
that's true. Yes, help with post production. The money will be put to good use. You can even get a shout out.
hey, listen, we're going to put you out here right now. I'm about to put it in the
Um,
comments as we're speaking. Gwen Rodgers, right? Or is it
just
Peachway?
$ Gwen Rodgers.
Okay. GWENRODGERS.
And then ROD. Hmm.
Okay. Peachway. There we go. We're going to put that out there. It's out there for people to see. And again, we always going to do everything that we can to make sure that you get what it is that you need to get to where you need to go. Hey, every dollar helps. Every like helps.
Absolutely, it does. And thank you,
Absolutely.
Ebony, because I never would have said my Cash App. I
Right.
like that would have never come out of my mouth. So thank you.
Girl, you better stop trying to be humble on these people. You gotta, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta walk in it like like it already belongs to you, and that's what we believe around here. We walk in boldness over here, so we really appreciate you. We appreciate your time. It's a Sunday evening. The sun is still up over in the Queen City, live from the Summer Coat Studios. So, Gwen, again, we really, really appreciate you. We thank you for showing up. We thank you for just being obedient because we really and truly believe this is God sent, this is God ordained, and we ain't gonna get too preachy or anything like that here. But this is a place for the prodigals, and we like to talk with sense, and we like to help people out as much as we can. And so we just appreciate you. And I'm sure she's gonna put on the calendar. I ain't gonna say yeah, I'll be there because I don't run those things. So she'll say we got this to go, and I'll be like, all right, let's go. So I don't run those things. She's the organizer in that regards. But we really appreciate your time, and God bless you. God bless your family, your girls, your HR career, and hopefully this is the springboard and the seed to get you to wherever it is that you got to go. Okay.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
No need to be nervous. We are family here, and I am going to I'll put you in the back for the time being, and then I'll have Ebony come down and speak to you when we go off air. So I'm just gonna wrap things up here, and then we'll just go from there. Okay?
Okay, so wait, stay here.
Stay
Make
right
sure
there.
I'm in.
Give me
Oh,
about
oh,
4 minutes. Stay right there. Okay? So we're gonna hide you in the back for a second.
okay.
All right, 1 second. Well, everybody, this has been the Daryl Show. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to Gwen, things like that, because I think this is important. I think that this is going to be a great, it's going to be a great series. I can just tell, as long as Gwen and I have been Facebook friends, she has only operated from a place of excellence. She and I have never met each other in public, but I was interested in her story and Peachway Pictures a long time ago, and we are just now getting to the point where we can actually do this. So I am thankful for all of you guys watching, and we really appreciate um, you guys taking your time out on this Sunday evening to spend it with us here at the Daryl Show. And we just want to say that we hope you have a wonderful week. We hope that you are blessed. Take care of yourselves. Be careful out there on the road. Gas prices are high, so if you don't have to go to the store, don't. Stay at home. Do what you need to do. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. We love you. God bless you. Peace. Hey, little Musty. My bad. I forgot. I was too busy trying to get up out of here because, I'm off to the next thing. Check this out. I forgot to tell you, I need for you to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys being here. Every time you see this chocolate man with these headphones and this doggone black glasses, you know you're finna get some good quality content. We over here talking with some sense over here, okay? I want you to let all you people know. Tell them to meet me every Sunday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, YouTube, every streaming platform you can find. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support, and I thank you. I'll catch you next time. All right? Peace.